his name is Samar Khan, who had made a film called Shaurya, and he says he's come from some company called Red Chillies and he wants this book and so on and so forth, and he will pay this and that. And I said, these are my conditions. And I asked in 2008, 1.5 crores. He says, are you crazy? We give not more than 10 lakhs to even Chetan Bhagat. He used this word to me that we will use your book and you can go to hell for all we care. This is what he meant. Red Chillies. And I did not know what Red Chillies is. So then I met Chiba, was my batchmate, by my senior in the military days. I used to play golf with him. He was father of Gauri, father-in-law of Shah Rukh Khan. I told him, this is what your son-in-law is doing to me. I received an apology. I put that apology in the public domain. Shah Rukh Khan got annoyed with me. Nobody, ladies and gentlemen, youngsters, students, is bigger than you. Remember that.
Mr. Sikka, lovely sitting with you. I didn't imagine I'd have to do this or I'd get an opportunity to do this in a public space. So let's start. We're going to spend some time, as you heard, Commander Sikka has written 2 books calling Sehmat and Vichoda. We're going to spend some time understanding why he wrote them, what his inspiration was, and so on and so forth. And then spend some time on another topic that he's very passionate about, the halal economy. I came across his profile a few months back and then eventually ended up contacting him, finding out his contact, and we hosted him for a Sangam Talks. I'm the founder of Sangam Talks. As you know, it's a large channel. Do look up his talk on Sangam Talks, going to be coming up shortly. During your lecture at India International Center, I heard you say that being in the army, you don't learn much about your own religion sometimes, and you didn't know so much about Sikhi. And it was this woman, Sehmat, who sort of inspired you on that journey, which probably led to the book. Share with us a little bit about your journey there.
Thank you very much for having me here. Thank you, SRCC and the Art Festival, Lit Festival. You see, I joined the Indian Navy soon after graduating college in 1979, became Lieutenant Commander in 1993. I quit prematurely because there was urge to do something different. When I'm sharing this with you, I want to ignite that little spark in you guys that every prayer is answered. It's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to us. So I used to aspire to be something different. I came from very humble background. And when I joined the Navy, as commissioned officer, in our cases, the armed forces are the only commission where the President of India signs your commission in ink. So it's a very big, prestigious thing. Coming from humble background, sometimes in my childhood days, third meal was a question. It's a big, big walk. But there was something missing. In 1980, I was sent to Mauritius to train. So despite all this, you still had something else, and you start praying and thinking and evolving yourself, it'll happen. So I was wanting to all the time see what is it that is so-called impossible that I can do. Amazing that it may sound, I found Sehmat. During war, 1999 Kargil war, I was president of Piramals then, sent them or something called inconsequential or whatever you call it, a resignation of sorts that I'm going, I'll work and I'll come back. But I went to battle theatre. Family, parents, all left behind, no pension, because I'd quit prematurely. I wanted to pay back to my Navy by fighting back. So obviously I didn't I went as an embedded journalist, Lieutenant General S.S. Grewal, then QMG gave me permission, but I was not just going there and writing. I was doing something else. I was in my Navy days a missile control officer. Largest number of missiles fired ever in the Navy are still in my name. So from missiles, I switched to logistics. When I quit Navy, I went to Japan. I'm just giving you a little idea as to how one is transcending from one to the other, trying to find out where are you headed to. I'm trying to share with you that you make up your mind now. I decided when each time some new step came up. So I went to Tokyo to do intellectual property rights in 2000 sometime, and was party to Indian government's movement on intellectual property rights and compulsory licensing and TRIPS. And when it became a part and parcel of India on 1st of January 2005, it still did not satisfy me. That there's something else I want to do. So I continued writing Raazi, the film that some of you may have seen. And when Raazi got made, it made under conditions. He's asked me a question, I'm bringing you a little roundabout. I put a condition that the film shall be made by the director of my choice, by the actors of my choice, and by the money that I want. So gentlemen came to me first of all before the Raazi was to be made in 2008 and said that his name is Samar Khan, who had made a film called Shaurya, and he says he's come from some company called Red Chillies and he wants this book and so on and so forth, and he will pay this and that. And I said, these are my conditions. And I asked in 2008, 1.5 crores. He says, are you crazy? We give not more than 10 lakhs to even Chetan Bhagat. I said, don't buy it then. He used this word to me that we will use your book and you can go to hell for all we care. This is what he meant. Red Chillies. And I did not know what Red Chillies is. So then I met Chiba, was my batchmate, my senior in the military days. I used to play golf with him. He was father of Gauri, father-in-law of Shah Rukh Khan. I told him, this is what your son-in-law is doing to me. I received an apology. I put that apology in the public domain. Shah Rukh Khan got annoyed with me. Nobody, ladies and gentlemen, youngsters, students, is bigger than you. Remember that. Nobody is bigger than you. Sehmat used to tell me the God residing in me is capable of handling any enemy outside. So that is your spirit. So I was not allowed to make this film for another 10 years. Bollywood wouldn't let me enter. But there was this idea in my mind that it will happen. So then Gulzar Saab made a request to me. My daughter hasn't got a work for past 4 years after Talwar because they think that Vishal Bharadwaj has actually made it. Please do something. I promised him that I will take her. And I took Alia. Went to Alia. I said, I'm giving you a work which nobody else would have done, or perhaps you will never do it again. That's how Raazi got made. And then I took on Gulzar that you have mismatched my film. You have done a blunder in showing a Kashmiri Muslim woman as a terrorist or as a depressed woman, as a Kashmiri Muslim woman who thinks that she has done a blunder fighting for India, whereas it was the other way around. She comes back, she's saluted, she sees the tricolor, a band master starts playing Jan Gan Man. Whereas you have brought it as a depressed woman, this is not on. Sehmat used to say, agar aap apni mitti ke nahi, to kahin ke nahi. Ladies and gentlemen, we are soldiers. I have been literally one, you are no less. If this mitti word imbibes in you, gets into your mindset, half the problem of your life gets over. This is time tested. You will follow that track yourself. because then nothing else will matter to you. I've seen about some 20, 30, 40, God knows how many countries. But when I come back, यहाँ की मिट्टी में जो खास खुशबू है वो कहीं नहीं है. It's experimented. So you find, Sehmat said that, you written on me, now search on Vichoda, on a lady called Bibi Amrit Kaur. I'll come to that once he asks me that question. So what I'm trying to say, when you're not going after money, the money follows you. So it sounds very surprising. It is happening to me. I have money which I will not be able to spend in my lifetime. Period. So why should I need another zero and another zero and for what? So now what we're doing is, we're finding students and telling them this is the way to go Ivy League. Go and study in Harvard. Go and do this work. Go and get into this entrepreneurship. Go and get this idea out of your minds. I'm sharing this message with you. I'll come back to this college in the near future. I was speaking to the principal. Haven't we tested this before? We're testing it all the time. So I'm not here to talk to you about what one can do. I'm sharing with you what is happening. 3 years ago, I get a call from a lady who is very well known to me in US Embassy, Margaret Hanson Muse, commercial counselor then of US Embassy, and she says, Harry, ek kaam hai. Navy may they call you, Harinder ka Harry bana dete hain. I said, tell me. He says, my friend was in Ladakh, and this lady found another student who's brilliant, but she knows nothing about how to go about it. She has scored GMAT and this, that, and the other. Can you sponsor it? So I said, not entirely. 1 crore per annum is the fee. We'll take care, however. So I went from doorstep to doorstep for her. Doorstep means I went to Riju Kiran, the minister, that she's a Ladakhi, she's from your part of the world. You need to know who are your friends and who are not your friends. And those who are not your friends are not your enemies. Remember this. Search for the right friends. I had never met Rigzin, but she went to Harvard. And then after first year, the second year was another very massive 1 crore fee. She graduated and worked for 5 months, and she says, I'm coming back. मैं कहा बेटा वहीं शादी कर लो, अमेरिका में रह लो. Your life is made. 2 days ago, after 5 months of her working in US, she comes down, I want to set up a school in Ladakh. Can you help me? I said, it's sponsored. There you go. So, one leader is all it takes. One mind, brain is all it takes. One Sehmat, all it took to make a man out of me. Otherwise, I would have become some multi-millionaire. Maybe I'm shareholding in the company. Maybe whatever money I have, it is of zero essence. Make up your mind and now, because there is a Sehmat in you. If those who have not read this book, please feel free, message us. We'll be more than happy to send you a signed copy. Read it. There's enough power in you. I'm diverting from the subject. It doesn't matter. But if you are able to give back to society, which society is giving you to you all the time, and your parents and teachers and professors, you're building a new India. And we owe it to our country.
Who is Sehmat? Real character. Tell us a little bit about her.
So I was sitting in bunkers. Those days, you know, एक फौजी ऊपर से सरदार हो, बड़ा deadly cocktail होता है. I used to drink also those days, and I started calling them traitors. How can enemy be sitting on our head? We lost 500 plus very young people in Kargil. I blamed them on army. I said, "You guys are traitors." One officer stood up and said, "My mother wasn't." Took me 8 years to write on her, research on her, meet her. And one fine day, I was sitting inside the Hindu college on a stage like this. And I was crying away to glory. If you read Calling Sehmat, you will perhaps understand what I'm talking about. Because she had danced that Meera song as Meera, opposite a lady by the name Mrinalini, who was acting as Radha. And she won the competition because there was a nail protruding out of the deck. And she would be puncturing with her foot all the time, not realizing that it is happening. She had become Meera. To get into the essence of that, how did she do it? I sat on that, and the principal came up and said, "Sehmat was from here." I said, "Yes." That was Sehmat. What did she do? She killed many people in Pakistan, spied for us, for India. I'm a Navy officer. Had her information not come to Indian Navy, Vikrant could have been killed, sunk. So Vikrant knew that beforehand that there are submarines operating in the Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. So Vikrant, which had 2 boilers shut down, it was almost a lame duck at that point of time, was sent to Andamans. And a small little ship called Rajput, INS Rajput, became INS Vikrant and started sending messages of, 50,000 eggs are needed and this kind of thing. So that submarine started thinking, ye to Vikrant yahi hai. And it docked at Bay of Bengal of Vishakhapatnam coast and was sunk there. Ghazi sunk there. So Sehmat played a very big role in our life. But she was not happy about killing people. She was not happy killing Abdul. So when I asked her, but why is it that you still have tears in your eyes? She said that when I ran over that tank of a truck, is 3-tonner is as good as a tank. When I ran over that truck, over the body of Abdul, because he had the proof, his bones cracked. And that sound of that crack, it hurts me in my heart and mind. And I can't tolerate it. So, very pious lady. But she killed people. She killed Major Mehboob. If you have seen Raazi, I don't know how many of you have. She killed Major Mehboob, and how? No, there were a lot of imaginations because she was not speaking to me all the time and give me some little things here and there, and that's what. But now when I'm saying that what is impossible, I wanted to see what was so impossible about her. Matter of time, maybe a year, I will expose those pictures which are not digital, which were taken on Kodak film. She was, almost a saint by the time I had begun meeting her. I have tens of her photographs where she is 6 inches above ground. She was blessed by some saint. So I said, how can a murderer, you call yourself a murderer and you are not a saint today? So those kind of experiences I had this with this lady. And some part of her blessings came to me because here are the proofs. Can you believe that somebody who doesn't know how to take film out of his camera properly, to pictures. And we'll make a film titled Nanak Shah Fakir, a 40 crore film, under a condition that neither I will borrow the money nor I will bring the money home. The film won 3 national awards, including Nargis Dutt Award for Best Feature Film on National Integration. How is it possible? Then the film goes to Cannes. At last minute, we are called. A.R. Rahman joins me, Rasool Pukutti, Thomas Cantillon, Sonu Nigam, you name it, Pandit Jasraj, they all part and parcel of the film. The film goes to Los Angeles, Toronto festivals, President of India calls for and if that is not good enough, Jeffrey Archer invites me to his house in London, calling Sehmat. अंग्रेजी नहीं आता है ठीक तरीके से लिखना. I'm honest to God. And he holds his book like this and says, take my picture, put it up. So I did. The book then goes on to further journey and becomes amongst the top 50 books ever written on espionage globally. I'm still pinching myself. Dream it. If you're forcing your mind to give you an answer selflessly, if you do not want that money and don't want that money to serve others, if you are becoming one arm of the infinite arms of the God Almighty, because if you have a watch and that watch has a maker, your body also has a maker. Then that blessing will take you to different fittings. Good old days, when I was a Navy officer, I used to watch a film called Fiddler on the Roof. If anybody has seen Fiddler on the Roof, you must see it. And Harry Belafonte in that film used to sing a song, If I Were a Rich Man. And I used to tell God, boss, थोड़े पैसे दे दे, ये ठीक नहीं है. You know. And when he gave me that, I realized I made a mistake. So when you are demanding something in your heart, God is not found in temples and gurdwaras and mandirs and masjids. God resides within. If you see a dog and you hate him, you're insulting God. And that goes to all animals and animal kingdom. So that was Sehmat. So in my life, I had a Sehmat. So 99 thereafter changed my life. Want to know more what is Sehmat? I wrote an article against serving finance minister of India. We were a pharmaceutical company. The article still reads. You read it, please, in the newspaper. Have some mercy, Mr. Sinha. You are budgeting nightmares for cancer patients. Mr. Sinha, Yashwant Sinha, was so annoyed, he threatened my chairman. And I was writing mentally my resignation. मैंने कहा ना फौजी थोड़ा पागल होते हैं. But I was told to go and apologize to him, so I carried a letter. And it says, my article on so-and-so, which has become a star question in the parliament, it has hurt you, it is my pent-up anguish, and so forth. It was not to hurt you personally. Para 2. I, however, stand by my article. So I was called by Babji. Anybody knows who's Babji? Huh? Atal Bihari Vajpayee was called Babji. He called me. Ab kya kar diya aapne? Because first time in Kashmir, from Skadu, from Dras and from hills, I had written an article. Those days, as a president of Piramal, sitting in bunkers, I used to write an article. So I challenged Mr. Vajpayee that you have done a blunder not fighting and ruining Skadu. So I was invited by Prime Minister then. If you write in somebody's praise, he may or may not call you. But you write a very truthful article, fearlessly, that man will turn. Ye kya keh diya isne? So I was called then and I explained it to him that you made a blunder. You didn't, it was not right. But this time that article became a star question in the parliament. Yashwant Sinha had threatened me with dire consequences, and I had Sehmat at my back. 3 days later, guess what happened? Yashwant Sinha was sacked. Finance Minister of India was removed by Atal Bihari Vajpayee Sahab. I was summoned to Finance Ministry again. It's all on record. But this time in front of the table there were chairs so I could sit down. And the Finance Minister, Jaswant Singh ji, said, "Here is a notice for you." So I said, "What notice is this, sir?" He says, "What will you have?" I said, "Sir, filter coffee. But it should be hot." Filter coffee, I took first sip. He looked at me. "What happened?" I said, "Sir, it is cold." So you see, you're talking to an officer like an officer. A human being as a human being. A soul is interacting to another soul. No hatred. He says, "I'm issuing you a notice. Read it." In India, there is only one ordinance, ladies and gentlemen. I'm proud means I'm happy about it. These are passe. These things are personal little glories here and there. Only one ordinance, which is in the name of Harinder Sikka. It says that all life-saving drugs have been removed from taxes. So did I do this for anybody? No. Did I please any particular person? No. The government of India was pleased to remove taxes. Who did it actually? Sehmat. So there is a Sehmat within you, that soul, that guiding soul. It's up to us to find it.
Very inspiring, sir. So, I don't know how many of you know, but sir said that God residing in me, one soul talking to the other as equals. When you do a namaste, there is a saying that the divine inside me bows to the divine inside you. That is the culture we come from. That is the mitti we come from, which he's asking all of us to be proud of and to connect back with. Sir, I will, in being cognizant of the time, I'll move to your second book and then to the halal economy questions. Vichoda, what does it mean? And I have a follow-up question on, you start the book with the word Kafir. Tell us what this term has significance. So 2 questions together perhaps for you.
So you see, after writing Raazi, I was told by Sehmat to write on Bibi Amrit Kaur. Went back to Pakistan. So here's the story of a lady who was courtesy Nehru and Liaquat Ali Khan, was sent away from Pakistan. Bala ki khoobsurati. She was absolutely wonderful, amazing, beautiful woman whose family was butchered and killed in 1947. She was left dead. And one in number gentleman there became her father, and she survived. He got her married at the age of 16. She had 2 children. And when this Liaquat Ali Khan's diktat came, or Nehru's, and they combined, she was to be sent back, provided she wanted to. If you read the book, there's a scene depicting how she handled that 6 foot 2 inches tall Pathan who wanted to assault her, rape her. And what she did to him is an amazing sequence which has been mentioned in the book. And that is where, that line joins, that the God residing in you is bigger than any enemy outside. So I was very mesmerized by this story, and I therefore started researching more and more about her. She wanted only one thing from God Almighty, And that is when I keep telling you guys, all prayers are answered. So when she came back to India, her desire was to meet her two children, and she searched them for 60 plus years. In the process, she got married here to Major Virk, began her second life, but her aim was single pointed: my children, my children, my two sons. How did this journey happen? She goes to Hassan Abdal in Pakistan, puts a little placard on her around her neck like this. Two pictures of her children aged 9 months and 2 years, who were by that time, 65 plus, and asking, walking that narrow street, asking every kiosk, have you seen my children somewhere? Imagine. Everybody laughed at her, but she knew she will find them. So when I started found them, with the help of the same SHO's family who was almost killed by her. I located that family first, at their son, his son, the SHO's son, and then these two sons who live in Muzaffarabad. Spoke to them on telephone. And then I had a little task of retrieving my team that I had sent to Muzaffarabad. My team was arrested in Pakistan because they were carrying cameras in the hills right at the time when one day before they were there, and next day surgical strike had taken place. So my team was arrested. So I had to bribe people down there to get my team out of that place. But this thing actually happened. Her faith was so strong. Now, we have taken women as expendable commodity. We don't treat them well. But we do also realize that माँ के हाथ का बना खाना किसी 5 star से अच्छा होता है. Yet we do not treat them well. Mother, yes. Own sister, yes. But that's about it. Whereas a woman is a janani. Our Shastras give a lot of great values to her. We don't. Call it Western culture, call it whatever you call it. So Vichoda is trying to bring out a story of a woman who single-handedly fought with everything that came her way and succeeded. That was her faith. There's one scene where I went back to a place called Tunda in up hills in the winters when it was snowing. Why? Because she was used to go to Gurdwara every day about 200 meters away in order to pray. But that day it was too much snowy. So she made a plank, joined some woods and made a plank and rode it over the snow to go to Gurdwara. The Gurdwara door was shut. But the Bhaiji sitting 70 meters away in a little room, one room, knew she will come. 80 years old, that Bhaiji went back to Gurdwara, opened it and told the God, spoke to God, you will never get a bigger disciple than her, listen to her. So what I was told was that if you are in others' prayers, your prayers are answered faster. Everybody's praying for oneself. But our Shastras say, Sarbat ka bhala. We must wish everybody. You have dislike, hatred, vengeance. We soldiers kill. Why do we kill? If we don't, others will kill. But if they are hurt and if they've surrendered, we also returned 97,000 prisoners of war. That was Sam Manekshaw. So art and our strength within, our culture between this called Indian culture, You will never find it anywhere in the world. So that was Bibi Amrit Kaur. Now what we're trying to bring to you vis-a-vis this book is that if we respect what has been given and gifted to us by our ancestors, nobody on earth can stop us.
Sarbat da bhala. That is our culture. That sab praniyon mein sadbhavna ho, sabka bhala ho. What does the term kafir mean, which is what you start the book by?
So you see, it is not an Indian word, definitely. It's come from overseas, concocted, twisted and turned in whichever possible manner. But I remember a Persian poet. His name is Masih Thanesari. His reference is available in the National Museum. One must listen and read. But I'll read it to you, one or two lines which I remember. It says, Tamas rao parahan uryan na dide. Tamas rao parahan uryan na dide. Chun jaan andar tanotan jaan na dide. Tamas means kapda. Parahan means pehenna. Dide means aankhein. Jaan means Sita ji. 400 years ago, Masih Thanesari writes, जिन कपड़ों ने सीता जी के शरीर को ढका था, उन कपड़ों ने सीता जी के शरीर को कभी नहीं देखा था. That is our history, not kafir. Those who think that we do not follow Islam and therefore we should be killed must be kafir, not us. And mind you, Jhansi ki Rani took up a weapon. She had to, and she fought. So Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was anything but a Mahatma. If somebody attacks you, you can't offer a second cheek. It's as simple as that. So do not allow your boiling blood to be put on ice. हम तो आत्मसमर्पण करते हैं या उस किसमें अहिंसा में और क्या है विश्वास रखते हैं. If that was the case, please go and visit Kala Pani. I'll take a little minute here. I went to Israel. I'm very fond of that country. And then to Poland, and I saw in Poland, in the museums, Israel would send, every year they send thousands of children to visit those museums. Children would be laughing, eating, this, that, picnicking, till they enter that museum. When they enter that museum, which were once upon a time gas chambers during Hitler time, these children will see the photographs of their family parents, forefathers. They will come out crying. So I asked the professors there, why are you tormenting them? And those professors said, they have now become soldiers. So please remember, Shahid Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Chandrasekhar Azad could have been saved. They were killed one day before. They could have been saved by Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. But there was politics playing at the cost of our country. So if you have guts, read those texts, satisfy yourself, and don't allow truth to be brushed under the carpet. We are allowing it because हमें कोई 4 पैसे दे देता है, हम फिसल जाते हैं. Don't let your backbone be, that so-called K2 stream, be punctured for the sake of money. Because then there is no difference between you and a pimp on the road.
What Commander Sikka is perhaps also saying that we do need to inspect if all religions are really equal. Um, there are religions which split the world into two halves, believers, non-believers, and there are religions who say that all humanity, all living beings, is just one expression of the same consciousness. So this term that we are fed constantly, this phrase that all religions are equal, we need to inspect a little bit. So let me take that as a pivot and go to the second part of our conversation and talk to you about your interest in the anti-halal campaign or the movement or that you're part of. What is halal? Please share with us, enlighten us on what is halal and why are you involved in this?
So about a decade ago, about 7-8 years ago, I became vegetarian. Why? I do not know. I give up drinks. Why? I do not know. Calling? I do not know. But the more I became, not addicted to good food or good wine, connoisseur. Navy has taken me left and right everywhere. I realized that I can think clearer, better. I can write better, I can talk better. So one day I found my next door neighbor, a friend of mine, Imran. He brought 2-3 number goats and he asked his 5-7 years old children to cut their necks, the veins. And he was reading Kalma. Now, I was offended about it. It's a neighborhood. And I said, this is not going to happen. He says, no, this is our custom. So I said, must be your custom. It is not mine. So my neighbor got angry with me. But if you want to appease that neighbor, he's still a friend of mine. If you want to appease it and kill your soul, hurt your soul, you are doing a blunder with yourself. But that opened a door to bigger things. Are you children, are you students aware that there is no dhaba in the country? No 5-star, no restaurant, no airlines, no messes, SRCC college canteen, which does not serve halal meat to you without your knowledge. Are you aware? Just raise your hand.
I'll just take a quick minute to tell you what halal is. Halal is religious slaughtering of meat, chicken, goats, whatever. You turn them towards the Kaaba and then you read the Islamic kalma and then slit the vein. So you allow the animal to bleed to death. And the animal is alive, kicking, in pain, all of that. Countries around the world, in Europe, Northern Europe, Denmark, Netherlands are banning halal. They're basically saying stun the animal and then you slaughter the animal. Okay, that's called ethical slaughtering. So that's the difference.
It goes a little, way beyond. This water bottle is not halal certified, but most are. So what is water got to do with halal? Ketchup, rice, cement. In Kerala, houses are halal certified. Ramdev, so-called Baba, his products are halal certified. Who pays for them? We pay for them. How much money? 120,000 crores per annum are collected by Islami Maharashtra, Islami ulema in our country. You and me pay GST, they don't. I have an objection to that. So I questioned in Air India, why am I being served halal certified food, both vegetarian and non-vegetarian? Can you serve a jhatka meat to a Muslim? No. he'll burn your shop or house or whatever. 80% of Hindus or non-Muslims are being served. And these gutless wonders called Ramdevs of the world or Haldiram or Bikaner, they're serving you bhujia which is halal certified. Why is Amul butter halal certified? So I had a little talk with Giriraj Singh ji, the minister, food minister. He did not believe it that this is happening. So he called up Mr. Sodhi, who is the CEO of, then the CEO 2 years ago, of Amul. And he says, Savo, Malaysia does not accept import of Amul butter if it is not halal certified. So then Giriraj Singh said, what do I do with this? So I said, tell them we will not buy their palm oil. 24 hours later, they accepted non-certified halal food. There's a gentleman, I don't know if I call him a gentleman. I'm very fond of taking names because let them sue me if they need be. There's a guy called Mani Shankar Iyer. He brought in a rule, nothing to laugh at. He has hurt us more than anybody else. He's hurt this country more than anybody else. He made it mandatory for APEDA that only halal certified meat will be exported to all countries abroad. Middle East countries want halal certification, understandable for some reason. But Europe doesn't. China doesn't. Russia doesn't. Majority of the countries do not. Sri Lanka doesn't. They've banned halal certification. Brussels has banned halal certification. Second thing, for a product to be halal, meat to be halal, from top to bottom, every person working in the field or be a chapadasi to a managing director have to be mandatorily Sunni Muslims. Therefore, all your tribes, Valmiki Samudaya, Hindus, Sikhs, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, everybody was out of business. And how many? Lakhs of people. So we have a little data which I gave it to Chief Minister Uttar Pradesh. 38,000 people I'm aware of who were converted to Islam because they wanted to earn bread and butter. कहाँ जाएंगे? वाल्मीकि समुदाय कहाँ जाएगा? And we don't care. आप में से कितने आज खड़े होके बोल सकते हैं we will not eat it? Because वो टंग पर ना वो जो स्लाइवा होता है वो मुंह में पानी आ जाता है नाम किसके मीट खाने के नाम पर. You love your country, learn to fight for your country. You don't need to hate to fight. But please understand that if we do not do this, what I'm sharing with you. Now what did the UPCM do? He took a presentation from me, 1 hour presentation. Entire detail I explained it to him. Somebody in his office said, Sir, आप थोड़ा सा पागल तो नहीं हो गए? So I said, all right, go and eat. I'm not stopping you. 3 days later, CM Saab said, I do meet him because I love that guy, gentleman there. Period. So he said कि साहब वो मैं देखता हूँ 15 दिन में कुछ होएगा. 3 days later, bans in across UP. Why should diapers be halal certified, for God's sake? You know, so what you can do, small little effort. When you enter a shop, ask, is this sabun, soap, liquid soap, halal certified? Read it there. Tabasco or American, that Tabasco, whatever that mustard sauce is halal certified. American sauce is halal certified. Why? Who's taking that money and where is that money going? 50,000 rupees per product per year we pay. For what? So you have to fight your battle yourself. No government under the sun can fight it for you.
Thank you very much, sir. We could have gone on, but keeping conscious of the time, we'll probably have to end here. Thank you very much for enlightening us about your books and this whole halal certification business. So please do look for the certificates. On whenever you buy a product, look for whether it is a halal certified or no, and make your own choices consciously. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.